Another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 30.
Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
On first down, they'll run with Chubb. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They run it again with Chubb. And he's going to take this one down to about the 23-yard line. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Now Carr. That's caught by Waller out left side. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. They'll wind up losing a couple yards here on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
No surprise they decided to throw on 3rd down. A little bit of a surprise that they completed the pass and lost yardage on the play.
So on 4th down, Kevin Stefanski trots out the field goal unit. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And the Browns are out to a 3-0 lead. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here are the Steelers now to take over for the first time. And a glance here at their shifty mobile signal caller.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They go play action here on first down. He'll drop this down to Taylor. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. 2nd and 4. Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. The Steelers sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there at 22.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Open man, it's Preston Williams. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1. They'll look to throw again. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. They'll try and run for the first with Taylor. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
Now for the field goal try, here's Eddie Pinheiro. From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt. This is up and good from Pinheiro. And that will tie us at 3-3.
So a return of serve, so to speak, here on the second drive of our game as they respond to that opening field goal with 3 of their own.
I like that. Go a little tennis on the man.
You have to mix it up with sports.
They crack a forehand back out, and we get a backhand. What was the return on?
It was a backhand.
I like that.
Really good backhand.
With some nice top spin on the
a little bit.
I love it. Almost a mirror image when you really get down to it. I thought that was pretty good stuff.
Now Nick Chubb and the Browns get set for their next possession.
A tough challenge here in this one. We'll see if he can duplicate the numbers on your screen that he put up last week, up over 100 and a touchdown.
We were watching tape to prepare for this game. One thing you noted that I totally agree with, great complimentary piece in the last game. You know, they're able to throw it pretty well. He ran it exceptionally, and they hope to continue that same formula in this game.
Complimentary with an E, not an I.
That's my English teacher right there.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times and letting the time the reins a little bit. This one may not end in a victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that. Give him clean lanes and throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
4th down, and out comes Jordan Stout here to punt.
He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. So good field position for the Steelers as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's complete to Williams. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw.
That's caught by his tight end, Kylen Granson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
2nd and short, that's a rundown, so it's definitely a good time to go play action if you're feeling it. And they do so and pick up a 1st down.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. He'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Back to throw again. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is caught. Touchdown.
Preston Williams,
His 3rd touchdown now on the year.
and the Steelers have taken the lead.
And that time he came out of the slot for that big play downfield for the score.
I think what we just saw there, partner, is what we call scheming a guy open. Put him in the slot, know that he has tremendous speed. What you're doing with your other receivers is likely running shorter routes to draw the attention closer to the line of scrimmage, to give him a chance to get downfield and turn it into a one-on-one route, often against the safety. You like your odds when he's running against the safety. His speed usually wins, and it did on that play.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead is now 10-3.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following a touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped at the 23-yard line.
Heading out as a Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
And they are right at the 500 mark on the year and got there with a victory a week ago.
And I think right now I put myself in the shoes of the head coach and say, all right, time to reset a little bit. And I don't give my team a win one for the Gipper speech. But I do say, look, we haven't played our best football yet, but we are at 500 and we're still in it. Let's try and string a few of these victories together, and we're capable of doing so.
This defense for the Steelers, they were very good in the win over Dallas a week ago.
And I don't know what the actual percentages are, and I don't know the analytics when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game. But coaches always said, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%. I haven't seen that number quantified, but I believe them.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
Throwing his car on 3rd down.
Open target here, Darius Slayton. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And right side, they're going to go option here.
And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Now Chubb running right. Trucks over it. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 47. Carr now to throw. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. So that'll be no better than an incompletion. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. The start of the second quarter, and it's the Browns in control of the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 10.
Now they'll throw with Carr.
And this one too low.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Carr going to throw.
He's going to drop this one down for Chubb.
And a tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that'll bring him back within 4.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So here are the Steelers to take over on offense. Last week, they got a good victory over the Dallas Cowboys, and they are in the driver's seat here right now as well. A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave him 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through. But that's exactly what happened. A loss resulted.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. Got his man on the end route. Complete. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. They'll drop to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Taylor.
And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And they'll use him out in the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown. Tim Patrick, 64 yards. As his guys are able to extend their lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got a down pat. And I just remember as a player, and I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers. That meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way to the end zone for the touchdown.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And that pushes the lead up to 11. The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Now they're about to come up on drive number 4, but so far just 2 field goals on drives 1 through 3.
Wondering if the head coach has talked with his offense coordinator and said, look, let's go ahead and press this a little bit. I'm giving you 4 downs on just about every occasion to try and get this offense kick-started and have it culminate in touchdowns. You know, maybe something to press it a little bit. This might be the case.
44 yards rushing for him now to this point.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. And again, it's Chubb. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards there and a first down.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now a play fake. Carr.
That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Carr slings this deep from McLaurin, and that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, he certainly didn't like what he saw all from the coverage on his primary reads, and he didn't even have any luck trying to get back to his safety valve. Give defensive credit. Coverage is in lockdown mode everywhere.
Here's Jordan Stout now.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Oh, and what a play on special teams here. This is going to be down inside the 5, all the way down at the 2-yard line.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked down and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
The Steelers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And they have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line.
He's brought down by Shaq Thompson.
2nd and 5. And this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15.
Now with a first down pickup of 8.
Defensively, they came into the game with the understanding they're going to have to slow him down on passes just like this because he was over 100 yards receiving a week ago. And you know they want to get him involved here as well.
And now they have a little more space to maneuver from the 15, 1st and 10.
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. The Steelers picking up 15 yards there and a first down.
All right, I got to ask you, with these RPOs, essentially the quarterback has 3 options, right? So what's different from that versus the triple option that we see the service academies run at the college level?
As a general rule, the triple option at the college level, most things are called outside of the quarterback faking it to the runner and then keeping it himself and maybe having a trail back. What I mean is, in the NFL, that option to throw the football all comes about organically. It's a natural deal based on reads. In college, if you're going to throw the football for triple option, you've actually called that play.
And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
And with that completion, he's now north of 200 yards here in the first half. Boy, a tough start for the secondary defensively.
It is, and it's got to put a dent in their confidence. And, you know, you always want to keep that up and feel like you can always bounce back after plays. But with the kind of numbers he's putting up here, it's starting to wear on them a little bit, I think. So they're looking at each other and trying to figure out what defense will work and how can they play better without getting beat deep for big passes.
Now a throw here, hauled in. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
And he'll be out of bounds, able to get it down to the 25 there.
A gain of 6. That's good. 4.
They'll look to throw now on first down. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up second down.
He was covered by W.A. Jackson.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. He rifles one that's intercepted. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks him.
And the Browns will take over here just shy of the 30. A lot of bodies there in the middle of the field, and that one intercepted.
Yeah, he's looking for his tight end running a drag route across the field, and normally you'd like him to work a little bit further outside. Here the throw is a little early, and it winds up in the hands of the defender.
The offense trots back out there. Let's turn our focus now to Nick Chubb. And I'm wondering if maybe they don't go away from him on this drive a little bit. He's been great, but they haven't scored a lot of points.
I think they still have to show him as a threat. Make sure he touches it a few times. But as you pointed out, use him as a decoy a little bit and get the ball in the hands of some other people in order to put more points on the board. But he's done a really nice job of establishing them with his running.
Yeah, he's established himself well. Now can they put more points up? Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down.
Chase Young, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And just not much a quarterback can do there, CD. The pressure was in his face almost instantaneously, led to a very quick sack.
Yeah, that's one where you turn to your lineman and say, guys, can I get a little help here? And you have to ask politely because, remember, they're blocking for you the entire game. But as a quarterback, you've also got to have the clock running in your head when you need to get rid of the football. But this time, he had no chance. They were on him instantly.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be fourth down.
I thought they might take a shot down the field, but instead they ran a little drag route there. I think they were hoping he could catch it and run away from the defender. But a really good job keeping the play in front of them, and they force a fourth down.
Wishnowski on to punt as he sends this one away.
And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And the Browns will take over, first and 10. Throwing on first down is Carr. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, you know, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Second and 7 from the 20.
Now Carr. And he gets it to his running back, Nick Chubb. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. First down now, but that clock rolling. On play action, now Carr.
And he'll look downfield for Waller.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Carr to throw again. They set up the screen to Chubb. He'll be dropped at the 30. The first broken tackle was there, but couldn't bust free. Now the throw on third down, knocked away and incomplete.
Now is the punter, Jordan Stout.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. Call that a 46-yard punt with a net of 40 on the 6-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. And the Steelers set to take the field.
And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
So here's a first and 10 at the 38. Now back to throw. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Browns are going to take possession of the football.
So the first thing that crossed my mind is why didn't they just sit on the lead and take it to the locker room? They're in good shape.
Absolutely. And from this spot on the field, now you've given the other side a chance for points here going into intermission.
Yeah, you changed the momentum of the game, and it's something you did not need to do.
The Browns now going to take over late in this first half. And now they start in plus territory following that turnover as they'll try to get some points here before halftime.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go out of bounds right around the 40. To throw again on second down. Carr.
There's another catch by the running back, Nick Chubb.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. 14 yards, and it's a clean first down.
And this pass rush has really been bringing the heat. He's already gotten home a few times here in the first half. So how about the play call there? Sometimes if you can't protect, you've got to fool them. Screen passes like that can take a little steam out of what's been a relentless rush so far.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And Waller taking it in over the middle. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge.
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching him in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So that challenge, a successful one.
On 2nd and 7, Carr. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Carr going to try and throw on 3rd down. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jesse Bates.
And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Charles, one thing that he referenced to us yesterday was his confidence fitting the ball into any window, but obviously that window was a little too tight, and it was closing in a hurry.
And he was talking to us about having anticipation in making those types of throws. Down near the goal line, I don't think you can anticipate it as much as you need to see it open. You've got to be precise with your throws down here in the red zone. That one goes into double coverage, and he gets picked off.
So we have reached halftime here. And
message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the 3rd quarter.
This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter, and Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game. And down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. And a throw right sideline is complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 36 yards on the play.
It doesn't look like this defense found the magic elixir at halftime. This offense was rolling in the first half, and that's continued here in the 3rd quarter. Another big play right there.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Back to throw. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Back to throw again. He's got it to Williams.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
Now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They'll look to throw again.
And this nearly an interception, but it's incomplete. Well, a turnover really would have helped him there, but not to be.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Got his man. It's caught for a Steelers touchdown. An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Steelers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical, that's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, you mentioned that slowly but surely, you also drain clock too with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good.
And the lead is up to 18 now. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone.
Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. Here comes Marquez Stevenson now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Here's the Browns now. They get set for their first possession of the 3rd quarter. On 1st and 10, here's Carr.
This one is Slayton over the middle.
He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Throwing again on 2nd down.
Carr, once again, he finds Slayton.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Carr to throw.
Going out wide, finds Chubb.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. And right side, they're going to go option here. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. That one will go for 9 yards and a 1st down on the keeper.
Well, he is certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Throwing on 2nd down. Carr.
That's complete to Mooney. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
Here's Chubb on the read option.
Well, they needed 2. They could only get 1. 4th down.
Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Carr to throw for it on 4th down. And able to catch it, but he's out of bounds. And the throw took him beyond the sideline, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. And even though they didn't get it, probably the right call. Too long for a field goal and just not a whole lot to gain from a punt there.
Yeah, you wouldn't have really netted very much yardage if you pumped the ball, right? And the thing about a field goal, and you know this from so much experience, the longer the field goal, the lower it comes out off the kick, right? Which means it's got a better chance of being blocked. So you're taking a chance either way. I like the fact they went for it.
Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard. 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident if we can say what a difference a week makes. mistakes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. So 8 yards on the completion there, and now it's 3rd and 3.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
Running lanes ran a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Back to throw now on 1st down. Flush to, and a big loss here as he's taken down.
John Franklin Myers
Able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all told.
Well, many times when you talk about mobile quarterbacks, you get the sense that they feel like they can get out of any bad situation. They keep moving around and trying to emulate guys like the Scrambler or the Dodger. Instead, they keep losing yardage and digging themselves a hole that they can't get out of.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. They'll drop to throw.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. It's Williams on the catch.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Ready to take over again on offense. Out comes Cleveland. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
It's game time!
On 1st down, Carr. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. How about this? They'll try the option. Left side. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. To throw is Carr. And that is incomplete.
Well, partner, they've certainly played up to their top 10 defensive ranking this week. They've stifled this opposing offense throughout this game. This contest is now lopsided because of their efforts, and there's still a quarter to go.
And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away.
And he's got to be fired up about that effort. I don't think he could have walked out and placed it any better than where he ended up putting the football. That was excellent.
Here's Brooklyn to once again go on offense.
And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor.
Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety.
The goal here is about getting any kind of positive yardage in this spot because you don't care who, you don't care how. You just want to try and buy a little space and get away from your own end zone. But in this spot, the defense was all over that play and equally motivated to stick them with a safety.
So after that safety, now a free kick situation forthcoming as they punt it away from the 20. This is fielded at the 27. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field.
See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore. And give his leg a rest.
I'll tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
They'll go left side on the ground with Chubb.
And he's fortunate to get anything from that. Give him a yard up to the 49.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn. On 2nd and 9. Carr.
That one is slant to McLaurin. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
They go up the middle with Chubb. And some space here.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
95 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. To throw, it's Carr.
And this will be caught by Mooney. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
A gain of 7.
And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every third down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to third down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Carr. Just keeping the play alive.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Jesse Bates. this one back. It's a pick six for a Steeler touchdown.
Well, just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick six, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continued to build energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick six?
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Taking it about the 1. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Cleveland offense making their way out. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this 4th quarter.
Now Carr to try again after the pick six.
Open man is Marquez Stevenson.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Throwing on first down is Carr. Flushed out right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
He is proving his worth defensively. Getting the sack here, that comes after being named the AFC Defensive Player of the Week for his performance in last week's game.
He's stacking games together, isn't he? I mean, you just mentioned what he did the previous week to be named AFC Defensive Player of the Week. Continue to plant that level. And when you get that kind of confidence going, those kind of guys are hard to stop.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
So the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
Now Carr, gotta have this one. And this one is incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. So they've gone for it twice now on 4th down in this game, and both times unsuccessful.
I wish we could hear the headsets now between the head coach and the offensive coordinator. Now that they're 0 for 2, if they get into a 3rd situation, head coach might say, hey, you got anything for this one? Might get radio silence back.
Running left, Taylor.
And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Back to throw here. Over the middle, it's complete.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And passing yardage-wise, now up over 350 in this game. Pretty nice performance.
Definitely that, which usually means you're putting a lot of pressure on guys trying to cover. If you're a defensive back and they put over 350 yards on you, you've had a long day. The key to everything, if you're doing it without throwing interceptions or turning the ball over.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
2nd down, another run with Taylor.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
It's complete to Williams. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22.
A gain of 9. It's 4th down.
Looking to throw. And it's knocked away and incomplete. The Steelers try it, but they come up empty on 4th down. And this Browns defense stands tall. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we go to the postgame press conferences, the winning coach, you know what he's going to say, why he did it? We need the points, okay? Because you never know at the end of the year if points are going to come into the tiebreaker if we're trying to get into the playoffs. That's always the skin.
Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Chase Young able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. He had 3 of those sacks last week en route to being the AFC Defensive Player of the Week 1 right there. How do you block him now?
That's the question you think that they'd be able to answer. After having 3 the week before, you would make all the necessary adjustments in practice, but he's such an imposing force, he knows how to get to the quarterback anyway.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go.
Meanwhile, Carr's throw complete here to Waller.
On 3rd and long, it's Carr. Escaping and this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety. Things are just going from bad to worse now. It's a safety that does him in here, and that is one frustrated offensive unit.
They can't get out from under their own shadow right now. I mean, I know this is the NFL, but could you imagine a college crowd right now? Imagine what they'd be doing. They'd be chanting, "Start the bus," because they think this one is over.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. Fielded at the 20. Out comes the Steeler offense now, ready to see what they can do here.
Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there in the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
2nd down, another run with Taylor.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. The Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. They're going to look to throw.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. And the screen only good for 3 that time, and it'll bring up a 4th down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, and on 3rd down, you know those pass rushers, they're in the starter's block. They're just waiting for the pistol to fire. You can almost hear the defensive coaches on the sideline pre-snap. Watch the screen, watch the screen. Really good job there of identifying it and making the play to force 4th down.
We'll call it a 42-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here.
Well, CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even 1 score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Throwing his Carr on 3rd down.
And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
They'll go for it. It's Carr. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one, it was already determined.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
The Steeler offense set to regain possession. And this crowd has certainly liked what they've seen. Their guys fully expected to win this one coming in, and they have not disappointed as they've got the big lead here in the fourth. To the right side, this is Taylor.
Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
He was taken down at the 22-yard line. A gain of 1. Brings up 2nd and 9.
They run once more with Taylor.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun, it's Taylor.
And he takes it down to the 13 and picks up the first. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys.